Right, good morning ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another edition of Thai Talk with Dan. Now it looks like the last few videos really resonated with the audience, which is great. And I've woke up this morning and I've had a few very crazy Thailand stories. This one needs no introduction. This guy has lost a lot of money, and it goes to show what happens when you get involved with bar girls in places like Pattaya, and it lets you know that this is going to be you one day. So without further ado, let's jump into today's Thailand story. Hi Dan, I've been watching your channel for a long time now. And after hearing so many stories from other guys, I honestly never thought I would end up becoming one of them. But here I am. You can change my name if you decide to read this out. I'm 52 years old, from Birmingham, and before Thailand, I actually had a decent life on paper. I worked for over 25 years as an electrical engineer, owned my house outright, had savings, no real debt, and I suppose most people would have described me as stable. The problem was I was miserable without really admitting it to myself. My marriage ended years ago, and after that my life just became work, TV, takeaway food, and sitting in the pub on weekends with the same people having the same conversations. Every day felt identical. Wake up, work, come home, and sleep. I think a lot of men quietly live like that for years without realizing how emotionally empty they've become. In 2022, one of my mates convinced me to come to Thailand for a holiday, Pattaya specifically. I already know what some people will think reading that, but honestly, the moment I landed there, I felt alive again for the first time in years. Compared to England, it felt like somebody had switched colour back on in my life. The weather, the energy, the atmosphere, the people smiling all the time. Even stupid little things like sitting outside at night in warm air instead of freezing rain felt incredible to me. On my third night there, I met a Thai woman called Marley in a small bar near Soi Bo Khao. She was 34 years old, and honestly, she didn't seem like the other girls there. At least, that's what I convinced myself at the time. She wasn't aggressive, didn't pressure me for drinks, spoke very good English, and came across as feminine and soft-spoken compared to women I had dated back home. She told me she was only working there temporarily because her mother was sick back in Buriram, and she needed to support her family financially. Looking back now, I almost laugh at how predictable the whole thing sounds, but when emotions are involved, your brain stops working properly. Over the next 6 months, I came back to Thailand another 3 times just to see her. Every trip became more serious. She supposedly stopped working at the bar because she said she wanted a real relationship with me. I started helping her financially every month because I genuinely believed I was helping someone I loved build a better future. At first, it was only small amounts, a few £100s here and there. Then her mother suddenly needed medical treatment. Then her brother had debt problems. Then there was a problem with the family farm. There always seemed to be another emergency waiting. Eventually, I was sending anywhere between £500 to £1,500 some months, depending on what disaster had suddenly appeared. Whenever I questioned things, she would cry, and she felt ashamed asking me for help. That made me feel guilty for even doubting her. The clever part is, she never acted demanding. Instead, She'd become distant and cold emotionally whenever I refused something. And honestly, that affected me more than losing the money. Eventually, I convinced myself I had found the woman I wanted to spend the rest of my life with.
Are you crazy? Or just plain stupid?
My friends back home warned me constantly. One mate actually said to me directly, "She's not in love with you. She's in love with the life that you provide." I stopped speaking to him properly after that because I thought he was being negative and bitter. Funny how the people trying to protect you become the enemy once you're emotionally trapped. Now in 2023, I sold my house in England. Even writing that sentence now makes me feel physically sick. After selling the house and adding my savings together, I came to Thailand permanently with around £180,000. Marley met me at the airport crying and hugging me like something from a film. She told me to meet her family in Buriram, and honestly, they treated me like royalty. Huge meals every day, smiles everywhere, and everybody calling me family. What I realise now is nobody actually asked much about me as a person. Most conversations somehow ended up being about money. How much houses actually cost in England? How much do foreigners earn? How much does the land cost? And how much savings I had. At the time, I thought they were just curious. Marley then started talking about building a house together in her village so we could have a real future. And that sentence destroyed my life, financially. Because obviously the land had to go in her name. I knew that made things risky, but by then I trusted her completely. I thought we were basically husband and wife anyway. The original budget for the house was around £40,000, but like everything else, it slowly kept increasing. Better tiles, a bigger kitchen, an electric gate, and she wanted more land, an aircon in every single room, and obviously furniture. And before I knew it, I had spent close to £90,000 building this dream house. At the same time, the family emergencies never stopped. Her cousin crashed his motorbike. Her uncle needed financial help. Her mother suddenly needed more treatment again. There was always another crisis. Still, I defended her constantly. I even used to watch videos warning about situations exactly like mine and think to myself, no, my relationship is genuine. Every man always believes that he's the exception. About a year after moving there, things slowly started changing. Marley became colder physically. She stopped posting photos of us online. She spent more time on her phone and started disappearing overnight, saying she was visiting friends or helping family. Whenever I questioned anything, she accused me of being paranoid or controlling. One night I woke up around 2 a.m. and caught her outside whispering on the phone. When I asked who she was talking to, she exploded in anger at me. That's when I should have realised something serious was going on, and the truth finally came out by accident. I was sitting in a shopping centre cafe and saw her riding on the back of another Thai man's motorbike. The way she was holding him told me everything instantly. So I followed them from a distance, feeling physically sick. They ended up going into a small resort together outside town. So I sat outside for almost 2 hours smoking cigarettes, even though I'd quit years ago. When she came out and saw me standing there, she froze for a second, but then almost immediately became cold again. I asked her who he was. She replied, "You don't understand Thai relationships. I honestly think something inside me broke hearing that sentence. Eventually, she admitted she'd been seeing him for nearly a year. A year? While living in the house that I paid for, driving the motorbike that I bought her. She told me she still loved me like family, but wasn't attracted to me anymore. Imagine hearing that after sacrificing your entire life for someone. The arguments after that became constant. Then one day I came home and the locks had been changed. My clothes were outside in bags. Her brother told me to leave before there were problems. The house is still legally hers because the land belonged to her. There was nothing that I could do. No dramatic ending. No revenge story. Just humiliation. I now currently live in a tiny apartment in Jomtien, surviving off what's left of my savings and a small private pension I started drawing early. Most nights I sit alone wondering how I managed to destroy my entire life chasing a fantasy. The crazy thing is part of me still misses her sometimes, which probably sounds pathetic to listeners, but unless someone has gone through emotional manipulation, they won't fully understand it. You don't just lose money, you lose the future you believed in. Anyway, Dan, I know people in the comments will probably call me stupid, and honestly, maybe I was, but I also know there are thousands of men heading to Thailand right now feeling lonely, invisible, and emotionally drained from life back home. And when someone suddenly makes you feel important again, logic disappears very quickly. Thanks for reading if you got this far, mate. Guys, I really don't know what to say in regards to this story. This has been a tale as old as time. Guys going to Thailand that were lonely, invisible, back in their own home countries, had issues, gone through bad divorces. They get involved with the bar scene, ended up meeting someone there, a bar girl, a massage girl, a freelancer. They give them the time of day, make them feel special, and then they invest their whole life into living in Thailand and being with that woman, and then they get burned. Guys, I mean, the chances of you being able to make it a success with someone who is working as a creature of the night in a place like Pattaya, it's slim to none, and you have to take that on the chin. And this is a very expensive lesson to learn. A lot of guys just get broken-hearted, but they don't lose the type of money that this guy has lost. It seems that the last few videos that I shared on the channel going into the psychology of it all has resonated with some people, and I've had quite a few stories emailed in, so hopefully today I can get them shared on the channel. Please put your comments down below, and please have the cojones or whatever you call it to actually send an email into the channel and share your real life story of what's actually gone on with you. Get your email sent in to thaitalkwithdan@gmail.com and I'll share your story on the channel. Apart from that, I'll see you in the next episode. Ciao for now. Bye bye.